Let's go talk to Freddy before we go to the reliquary. Freddy, you're not gonna believe what we just went through.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
Well, I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess.
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet,
Just no shits.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do.
Same. I'd be like,
If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well,
We don't
so be it.
have time to unpack all that.
you tell me a god tried to kill himself? Like, I honestly can't care enough as a mortal.
I feel like, whoa. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, but that's wild.
You're telling me gods can't handle this shit? Oh no!
Oh no.
All that therapy, all those drugs, and it never helped. And what hope is there for me with my 40 years left in life? How old do you think I am?
God.
I don't know, 30? Or what are we, like 20? 21? We're in college.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We should probably ask this
Early
one.
20s.
We don't know shit about gods.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know
have-
my
we
Greek
have
mythology,
strange-
but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's gotta be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
God, the Critical Role crew really is in every game, huh? I was literally playing Darksiders yesterday, where Dave O'Brien is the main character, and now we're here with Laura Bailey. Who do you want to know about?
Incredible.
Ask about the idols. I doubt that she'll know much about the idols, because that's kind of a vague, like, hey, it's a person who was turned into a god, and then they had their memories swapped to what the god once was. But, I mean, we're going to ask it anyways. What do we want to know about Sad Boy Apollo or Papaya? Nah, we forget about it.
Let's go with Apollo first. That's the easiest one.
Yeah.
What about
Sure.
Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like
Same.
a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Never assaulted anybody as a swan. They always, Zeus is like, they always bring up the swan. She wanted me to be a swan, okay? You think I wanted to be they have corkscrew dicks. It wasn't me. It hurts, man. I pull out too fast and I think I'm getting ripped. God, I want to meet Zeus, who's just like, I'm actually asexual, man. I'm new Zeus, though. I've been around for like 3 weeks. Zeus died 3 weeks ago?
I've been around for 3 weeks.
You told me Zeus died 3 weeks ago? Yeah, somebody killed him. What? Who? I don't know.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly,
Did anybody care?
she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
Gross.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
I won't lie. Nothing has changed from the last time. I find it very difficult to care about these gods' trauma after thousands of years of being alive. figure it out at some point, or disassociate. Forget about it. You know how much I forget?
I mean, sounds like Aphrodite,
Not her.
tried to deal with it, but
Not
like
her.
didn't give herself enough time to deal with it.
Not her. She's justified.
And then everybody else like is just kind of just stagnates.
I was kidnapped by a god that I killed, and I'm making it
I
everyone
don't know,
else's
I guess
problem.
they just don't want to change anything.
True. That's very god-based. I talk shit about my wife immediately.
Pan.
Pan? Oh, fuck Pan. I forgot about Pan.
You said Pan was some kind
not like
of
Pan.
lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't
doesn't?
like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil.
Devil.
Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why.
Yo, a lot of guys.
Anyhow,
a lot of guys
there's
have
a
died.
great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Excuse you? That was my mother! Go on, Mom. Make a choice. Okay. Come up higher.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her
like
singing
singing.
voice was unmatched. So they got that part right at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
This is, there's a lot of information that we're all gonna forget. I didn't know muses and idols were actually a thing. I thought that was just for the game. It's like, there's 9 of them. I was like, there's actually...
No, muses were.
I was like, man, there's a billion Greek gods. I don't know what you want about.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost, but also what might still be out there.
To be fair, what's the likelihood they're all living in this city?
He said,
Like,
peace out.
Guys,
Bye.
branch out. You don't have, like, I know you're a family and all, but you don't have to live in the same state. What is it? Mom was just like, you can't move far. Sorry.
I mean,
What
it seems
Athena?
like they all
Is she
are
really
just
supposed to be
tired of
the
each
goddess
other
of
anyway.
wisdom?
I think they
Sure, but mostly
Just
that's
leave.
meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
One of
No
these is
female
not like the
heroes
other.
back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Were women considered weak in Greek mythology, history? Or was it Romans?
Huh?
I'm trying to think. I could
Say
have.
what?
Was women considered weak in Greek history? Greek history?
Yes. Especially in Athens. But I think it did kind of depend on where you were. But yeah, Athens was very much a patriarchal society. that
How they gonna have that whole
did not like women.
How they gonna have a whole ass statue of Athena and be like, women weak. That's who we worship though. Big mommy.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Yeah.
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right?
You know
All
what's so
those other
special about them?
pantheons
They're
could be
real.
living in secrecy, just like the idols.
I mean,
And that means
They
they're
could just be
hidden from
somewhere
each
else.
other too. Oh, they could be everywhere, and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to
specifically-
the world.
just
Yeah,
don't
that's
come to New York.
cool,
Because They're like,
right?
okay, you're crazy.
We get to
Why
make a
the
nation
fuck would I
one
live in
day.
New York?
Look at me.
Yeah. There's always
You see the Shadowlands over there? We don't go there.
Where's that? It's fucking New York. The thing about if multiple pantheons exist, I think God of War does it well, where they literally just make it. There's like a fog that separates them. But like if multiple pantheons exist, then the hierarchy of who's stronger kind of comes into question. And I feel like with the stories of how egotistical and spiteful most gods are meant to be, it's just gonna be a war at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why they stay separated. I Percy Jackson also did a pretty good job about it.
There's more than great gods in Percy Jackson. I've never read the books. I've watched the
Yeah, they
movie.
talk about. Oh, okay. Yeah, they talk about it in the first book because Percy asks, and they're like, "Yeah, they're out there. We just don't
Care.
talk to each other."
Oh, we made it a big deal that we don't talk to each other. It's like, why? It's like, we fight every time.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but
Man, Christians
even
only
they
have
rarely
one
agree
book.
with each other.
The book.
Really? Nothing
Bible,
definitive?
Bible.
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace.
Yeah, but they have a lot
Not
of
much information
editions of that
survived all
Bible.
that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
Man, we'd be asking a lot. This is for sure like, man, we don't know what's going on. We need help. Hey, buddy, tell us everything. Let's talk about Kaz and Brian. What about our other friends?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you
Never
came
even talked
home,
to
that
them.
you're okay, but that you're having a
We're all in a
moment.
band, right?
They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz sleep? Oh.
Oh, our poor
Yeah,
friends.
it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in
They
this.
were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
She can wait
You're
a
right,
week.
Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two,
Hell
we
yeah.
get back to it, and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
You can't be the source of the drama and name the band.
She's got a point.
I love the idea. She's like, either you die, and I will not go on with this band, but I will be finding a cult. Or we're gonna be super famous. Athena's gonna be like, you can't do that.
She's so great.
No public stuff. And I was like, no. We're gonna be
Too
a
bad.
super famous band.
Doing it anyway.
Hell, the idols.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird
Onion?
conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
You remember when that actually happened, and then everybody just collectively went, "We have bigger problems than aliens. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up."
All these aliens and I still owe rent.
That's enough questions for now.
It wasn't even that long ago. I think that was
Don't
last
See you soon,
year.
Freddy. Time for more
Or this
mystery
year.
solving.
It's still 2024. Persephone just kicked us out. I wonder if she's... Oh, I think we have to talk to Persephone after we're done with the reliquary. That was a lot of lore. I don't remember any of it. Something about a swan.
That was a big lore drop, yeah.
Nothing left to do but go to the reliquary for Pan's favor.
Very focused on the swan.
Everybody brings up the swan, man. I know at the time I was an elk. That girl's dead. Damn. Oh shit, we're bringing her. I forgot.
When I opened
Oh,
the
I forgot
shipping
to-
container, I was expecting, I don't know, rats.
Yeah.
Instead
you
we
don't
have...
Greek rats.
Where the hell are we?
It's hard to say.
Get a sword. I don't know.
Weren't we going to
I'm
some
scared.
kind of library?
Do you know how much combat there was in Greek mythology? Like, get a knife. I don't know. I thought you'd like it.
Like,
Yeah, Pan said there would be books. You like books, right?
I do like books.
See, there you go. Apparently this reliquary place has all the books you could ever dream
Voices.
of.
Oh,
Voices.
reliquary? Ooh, I bet it has relics. I want a wand of fireballs.
You are such a nerd.
Honestly, I
Speaking
wouldn't.
of, how much do you
I
actually
would
know
blow up
about
my house
Hecate
and
and
kill
this
my cats.
idol you're supposed to help?
How often?
Exactly.
I don't keep knives near me anymore because how often I'm opening, closing, swinging them around, carving into my desk.
oh man.
You imagine I have a wand of fireball
Yeah.
and I just go for the
I don't want
non-attuned
that.
like the magical item that I'm like, I'm never unattuned to this. Plus, I'm not really good at distances. I'll be like, I'm probably more than 20 feet away, and then I'm fully encapsulated, and then it still goes 5 more feet behind me.
Yeah. Same.
Or I commit crimes. Give me everything. No.
That also true.
Give me all your money. Okay. Hecate. Hecate.
Do you know anything about this Hecate? It's not a name that rings bells.
Nothing rings
Let's
bells for
see.
us.
Well, she was the goddess of witchcraft, the really dark kind. Oh. But she's never really portrayed as evil. She was more of an outsider, lived alone, off in our little corner of the underworld. Do you think that's where we could be? Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I bet knowledge is important to her. It could be an angle if you talk to her.
Hey, I'm the smart one, right? How are you? What does dark witchcraft mean? How can you be doing dark witchcraft and also not be evil? And I don't mean you have to use it for evil, but you obviously have to be doing some experimentation to figure it out.
I think it's just kind of people's perception. Because, I mean, if you ask anybody, they'll probably
I
all
bet she
give
knows
you
how
a
to
different
read.
answer.
Burn the witch! Burn the witch!
I'm so glad I brought you, Freddy. I wouldn't know the first thing about any of this.
Nah. Well, I hope it's actually helpful to tell you these things.
You'll never
Why
know
wouldn't
who
it
I
be?
choose.
Because it could all be wrong. I would have never pegged Apollo for a
I would-
surfer
what?
dude with confidence issues.
Yeah, good point.
Man, you would never peg Apollo. Why not? He's down.
The idol we're here to help is named Asterion.
And you know who that is, right?
Vampire.
No. Should I?
That's the Minotaur's real name. You know, big bullhead, horns, lives in a giant labyrinth.
Pan did not mention that.
Why am I not surprised?
Maybe he's really nice, like that one that Minotaur we met at Strixhaven.
Unlikely. And if he is, you know how pissed I'm gonna be actually? How often in games and D&D and video games where I see a Minotaur and they're like, oh hi, I'm really timid. I'm super big and strong and I'm scared of people. I'm like, why do we all keep doing this to Minotaurs? Minotaurs are cool and we're just demeaning them by like, fuck you, you're xenophobic and scared of people now.
This Minotaur.
I mean,
You
maybe
don't think
he's
he
just
might be
tired.
dangerous, do you?
He's just tired.
Well, traditionally he
That bro's not
eats
tired. He
people,
gets scared
but
of
he
goose
was
for
also
talking
supposed to
normally.
have been slain by the
Stop
hero
yelling, I'm like, bro, I'm
Theseus.
just
Well,
talking.
not so slain after all. Pan says he has a problem with his love life.
Maybe he needs to stop eating all his girlfriends?
Never mind.
Okay, I knew that sounded wrong the moment I said it.
Oh my lord. They always bring up the SWAT.
We should go inside instead of standing out here in the fog.
It's more of a mist, really.
A mist potentially full of monsters.
In we go then. Are you really planning on doing that favor for Pan?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm interested in the relics.
Honestly, the reliquary is what I'm really interested in.
Ooh, a plan C. Go on.
There has to be some magical relic that could help me out. The trick will be finding it and getting my hands on it.
That will be a trick, yeah. I love your plans.
Goddamn. Big mommy.
I guess the Titan thing is literal, huh?
There's not a literal sound going on right now.
Mortals within the reliquary. Who permits this intrusion, this sacrilege? This knowledge is not meant for
Why?
the likes of you. I shall grind you into the dust from whence you came.
Oh god.
Bye, Freddy. I'm no mortal.
But I'm not mortal! Wow, does that sound weird coming out of my mouth?
You, perhaps, but the one with you? Mortals cannot learn of the knowledge kept here. Not ever!
Freddy is special.
Freddy's not just any mortal. She's special. And she already knows about the idols.
We have been revealed. We
Oh
are
god, she's
undone!
a drama queen.
No, not undone. I swear, I can go if you want. I will. I'm not gonna tell a soul. It's enough that I even got to see this place. It is so amazing. It's like the Great Library of Alexandria, which you know was
Also-
destroyed,
also
and
she's
one of the
super
greatest
down.
tragedies of human history.
She's super down to join or start a cult or join a cult, so you know it's fine.
I thought you said she was super down. I was like,
I
sorry.
have created this sanctuary at great cost. Knowledge is fragile and must be respected.
Whoa, fuck. Okay. She's a simp. I see it. All right. Let's start over. Hecate, meet.
If you want someone who respects knowledge, Freddy is definitely your gal. Hecate?
Wingo.
Meet Freddy. Music lover, writer of lyrics, reader of so many books, I doubt she even knows how many.
Hi, big fan.
Ah, mortal, you wish to see more. I can see the fire burning in your eyes.
Could I? Oh my god, you have no idea. Ever since Grace told me about this place, I have been dying to see it with my own eyes. Seriously. Like, is that a spiral staircase over there? Can I climb that thing? Do you have like those ladders that like slide around and like help you go higher? Because I would love to just like stand on those. It's like my dream. I like, have dreams about it, and it's like my favorite thing to even just dream about. Just books in general.
No, you cannot
Love
be
her so much.
Grace.
Sure am.
Then Calliope is dead. Is that now? I thought that was not for another 11 months yet.
Ooh. Huh? Why? What? You knew?
Wait, what? You knew Calliope was going to die?
No, I am not informed of this for another 11 months and 3 days.
Or I could just tell you now?
That cannot be. It is written.
The Book of the Future.
Yes, it's right here.
Divination's weird.
Calliope joins Grace's band. They become friends. Months later, there is an automobile accident, and...
An accident? No, that's not what happened.
Are you saying the books are wrong?
You have a problem.
You have a problem.
I want to choose these all the time, but
That seems
is it
mean.
Is it?
That seems really rude.
Is it? It's going to obviously be like, man, I think you have a problem. But my way of wanting to say it is, I think you have a problem that your books are being tampered with. Let's see.
Guess
Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
not the only one with a problem.
But this cannot be.
Oh, thank God, yes.
The sooner
Oh,
you accept that
nice.
someone, somehow, screwed
have
up
a
your
problem,
magic
lady.
books, the sooner we can get on to figuring out what happened.
Uh-oh.
You will explain. We will both sit, and you will explain. There will be tea.
Yes. Yes, there will.
This book you
Spill
speak
it.
of, she goes back in time to meet a Scotsman lover who exists in the past?
Oh, yeah, several times. It's pretty awesome. You really don't have it?
Mortal printing has outpaced my capacity, I fear. I must focus my efforts on a select
They're
portion
not
of...
talking
Look,
about
I
the
hate to
Tuscan.
interrupt girl talk, but you said we have a problem?
Indeed. From what you have described, something outside the realm of fate has occurred.
Is that even possible?
It is, but I must follow the threads back to their source to find the origin of
Kratos is
the
around.
deviation. It may take years of research.
Years? I don't have years.
That is unfortunate. If there is nothing else, I must ask you both to leave so I may begin at once.
Can you speed that up?
Is there no way to speed that up? Whoever's behind it might be the murderer.
Such threads are not so easily untangled. I must consult the Moirai, if indeed they are not the ones responsible.
The Moy what?
You might know them as the Fates. They, or any beings of a sufficiently cosmic nature, have the power to undo the order of things.
That does not sound good.
Certainly not. They are also not beings I can summon at a whim to solve your mystery. I am sorry.
What if they did something though?
Unlikely. We really are gonna get to like the Act 3. It's gonna be somebody that we heard of in Act 2 or 1. We don't ever meet the actual killer. Until we're like, it was I, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Not Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Can I meet a stereo?
Actually, I came here to speak to Asterion. If, he is here.
A visitor for Asterion? How strange.
Is it at all? We said his name 3 times and he's here.
Oh,
No!
are we doing guests? Is that a thing?
They did it.
Wow, okay. Freddy was right.
As if there was any doubt.
My old friend, this is Grace. She is our muse from the line of Calliope, and it is she who asked for you.
Come on,
I'm sorry.
We don't have to just 180 everybody's personalities for whatever reason. We don't have... He could have been a cool guy. Yeah, man, I love books. What the fuck? What's up? What you want? What you need?
Maybe he's still a cool guy.
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
I'm here on behalf of Pan. He owes you a favor? Something to do with...
No, shit, not Pan. Nah, never heard of him.
Asterion, of course you know Pan.
No, no idea what he'd want. No, sir, no favours. Nah, not this Minotaur.
Minotaur. And that's
There you
why
have
he's
it,
so
Grace. I believe now is the time when you
weak.
leave.
Minotaur. How
But
dare. What's
there
Simon
must be
Cowell
some
doing here?
mistake.
There is no mistake. Not this time.
There's been a lot of mistakes.
Please, please say it is written.
It is written.
Did you hear that? Pan sends me all this way and Asterion won't even talk to us?
Maybe there's another Asterion?
Yeah, more likely Pan's got me chasing my tail. This was pointless.
Well, I don't think we're getting back inside. Do you have another plan?
This is break in. Time to use my power.
I don't know if my powers will even work on Hecate, but it's worth a shot.
Ooh, a musical number. Do you think this one could be... do you hear what I'm hearing?
It's coming right for us!
Oh, you're still here? I had to run the entire...
Oh, goodness.
Oh, that's a long way, isn't it? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to send you away, alright? I just couldn't tell you, not in front of Kate.
Eight.
You better be super cool at some point. Or else.
Kate? You don't mean...
Put a Minotaur in your game.
Oh,
I'm
that
putting
is
you
so cute.
in a labyrinth.
I
if you
heard
don't
what you said about
be
Calliope.
cooler.
I can help you. I really, really can. It has to be you. I am so in love with my dear sweet Kate. I just don't know how to tell her. Please help me tell her.
No. Hecate?
Do you really call Hecate Kate? Off topic, I know, but I have to ask.
Sometimes she has to go into the mortal world for a short time and do things for Athena.
Uh-huh. And...
Well, she had to make up a magic disguise, a new identity. And I thought she should give it a proper name.
And you suggested Kate?
Yeah, she really liked it. She said, "Thank you, Asterion."
Oh.
Oh god, he's a simp!
Oh no.
It's Danny!
I.
I say you're in love with Hecate, and he just says, no, I just really like her.
let me get this straight. You're in love with Hecate. That Hecate.
Oh, mate, Kate is... She's just the best. Like, she knows everything, and she always smells so good. Like, she's so nice to me, and she doesn't even have to be. Oh, we got stuck in the tower together because we can't live in the mortal world. I know I could make her happy. Well, I want to try. Oh, won't you help me?
Oh, I gotta know.
Are you really the Minotaur? Like, the monster who roamed a maze and ate people?
And is supposed to be dead?
Well, my father locked me up in a labyrinth, but I never ate anyone.
Oh, well, that's good.
Except Theseus. But he was a bellend.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Alright, I fuck with this guy. As long as he ate one person, we're good to go.
Have you tried, I don't know, talking to her about how you feel? I take that as a no.
I don't have the words. I've tried. Every time, I end up knocking over a table, or killing a cat, or talking about how sometimes meat has that grisly texture I don't like.
You killed her cat? Oh, no.
Oh my
It
god.
was a small cat. I panicked. I'm just not good at words. Right? Really not good.
Bro.
I don't know if you can salvage that after you killed her cat.
I mean,
Jesus
Hecate
Christ.
knew. She obviously was like, one day my cat will die to this fucking guy. And it is it is written.
You know what? Fair enough.
And one day he will dick me down. It is written. Let's assume that I help you.
Okay, so you're in love with Hecate. What is it you think I can do?
A muse knows about poetry and the heart and how to make words beautiful. All I want is to ask her, but I need good words. Please say you'll help me.
What if she turned you
Hecate
down?
might say no. You know that, right?
Well, she probably will. I mean, she's Kate. And I'm me. But just once, I'd like to be able to ask her, to say it out loud instead of thinking it. I'll still help you. No matter what she says. I promise.
He's gonna have a sad party if she says no. What will
I
you-
do this and you'll help me in return, right?
Athena made Kate swear she's not allowed to say anything about what happens at the tower. But she never made me swear. Maybe she
yeah,
never thought
my
anyone would
boy.
ask. But I'll tell you.
Nice.
Even if Kate doesn't like it, I'll tell you.
If I do this first.
if you help me, any trouble will be worth it.
He's such a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just like, he's one of those guys that's just like, oh no, I'm so normal. I did eat that one guy and kill their cat, but he was just a small guy.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Doesn't this feel a little weird?
Which part?
Helping him woo her with my powers.
No weirder than what we just did
You
previously.
heard what Pan said. You can't make anyone do anything they don't want to do.
This is way
You can
better
only
use
make
of our
them
powers
say
than, you know,
what's in their
stopping
heart.
people from killing themselves.
Yeah, that's the part I can't do.
It's like, hey man, I don't know, using our song to like help somebody get laid is kind of weird. Didn't you just use your song to keep somebody from dying for the 40th time? I guess. But sex is gross. This is such a... I got this. I'm not a bard. We can't be all cool. Oh, man. Hecate, what kind of singing would work on her? Knowledgeable.
Probably. Using logic.
Definitely no anger. Maybe emotion if she kind of cracks a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how much of it. Turns out she's a super simp. We're not supposed to date for 40 years, but I guess we could be now.
I can't say I'm exactly sure
written.
what to do.
The book is
Can't you
different.
just-
Sorry.
Start the music?
Yeah, but to do what?
Oh, leave that to me. I am so excited about this, I can't even stand it.
What exactly did you have in mind, Freddy?
Oh boy.
I'll set up a vibe and you go for it.
I'm not great at words. I'm more of a dancer.
Just speak from the heart.
Just start spinning on your head, dude.
You can do it.
You cast a spell on me. Not literally, obviously. But I feel in summary, you and me are meant to be.
Oh no!
'Cause
He's really
you
bad at
put
singing.
a hex on me. You didn't do it to me directly. I'm not blaming you specifically, just that metaphorically. Shit, can someone help me? Right off the bat, I'm done. 'Cause you've gone all quiet.
Drink the crackles. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it.
I'm just.
The voices?
Okay. Let me see if I leave and then come back. Maybe it'll.
Crackle, crackle, crackle.
Okay. Straight.
Joking, having fun. So let's ignore.
Oh, he's giving up.
that bit before.
I knew this would come. It was written, a confession unbidden. You say that you're smitten, perhaps you're possessed. I have one request. Is this real how you feel, or is this part of some elaborate jest?
It's not my love.
My love. Yes, keep going. Try again.
My love is a British thing. Don't
Cast a spell
question
on
it.
me. It's a feeling that's killing me. But let's say categorically.
I don't know what we're supposed to choose!
Katie,
That's it, keep going.
It's just you and me.
She wants to know it's real.
You're doing great. Give it some confidence.
Yeah, for sure it needs confidence.
Yep.
He just starts yelling at her.
Remember, Katie, that I've got your back. If ever this tower was under attack, I'd hunt them down like the old days. I'd chase them down your ways. But we could do it your way. I'm not some maniac.
It seems you desire a trial by fire. You believe I require a guard just in case. I'm a titan, you see. Such attackers would flee with but one look at me. Terror on each face.
You're not terrifying. They don't know you like I do.
That's not what she meant.
Hecate, please cast a spell
Oh, no.
to forget this whole embarrassing catastrophe. Underneath
Okay,
this
no.
bullhead's fur's a red
I didn't
face wannabe. Seriously, I'm freaking out. Grace, somebody, please.
It's not as bad as you think. It's going well, I think.
Stand back, there's nothing to see. Everyone move along. It's a crash of a song.
But you're wrong, make no apology. See, she hasn't disappeared. She is standing right here.
I know when I stand next to you, I don't feel like such a freak. I know you feel that way too. You're not like other gods. My love,
like other
what
girls.
are the odds
Oh no.
that
Oh no.
we're here? Us
pull
outsiders
that.
should cheer that we found each other.
Why do you open with that?
Oh, was that good?
Oh, God.
I'm tempted, but what you're all telling me is nothing will go wrong, for it's destiny. Have you truly considered this carefully? Black magic takes a toll, and if you lose control,
Don't-
the cost
you-
is
hey,
paid
don't
by
literally cast a spell on it.
reality.
Yeah.
Is my heart worth everything going amiss? I cannot protect you from the dark abyss. So don't dismiss, just resist.
You think that I don't know the darkness inside of me. You know the stars, but do you remember your history? I love the person I have become.
Oh,
You changed me.
look at Freddy.
Come with me. Come with me. Come with me.
This is for Hecate. No, they deserve a love story. It is up to her to decide, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve a love story.
Oh, it's just one more little bit.
Astarion,
Hate?
it seems you've cast a spell
Big Mom!
on me.
Yeah.
Regret this.
Not yet. It is written. You've cast a spell on me. I think I shall have my own story. You've cast a spell on me, and we shall write it together. You've cast a spell on me.
I would
A
also
tale
look
of
exactly like him
romance and
if the giant woman
glory.
had been her mom.
Cast a spell on me. But do we have enough leather?
Oh,
Cast a spell on
Oh.
me.
Oh?
this is what people wanted from Lady Demetrius if she wasn't a super vampire murder lady.
But I love that she's a
Wow,
super vampire.
that
Lady.
was.
Yeah, but she wants to super vampire
Divergent.
murder you.
You felt this way the entire time,
And the whole game
Astarion.
she doesn't
She
And you
wants
said
to
nothing?
super.
I didn't think
She
I was
wants to
worthy.
super murder
I mean, look at me.
Ethan,
I
which
mean,
I understand.
Which
You
you
know,
want.
half a man.
You have been a devoted friend over the
He's
long
just so
and lonely
cute.
years, Astarion.
You're all-
She's been annoying.
I only wish
What?
I had realized sooner.
We'll talk about this later.
Or we could have been more. As for you, Grace, I thank you for arranging this diversion, however it came to pass.
Wasn't it written?
I don't get it. Didn't you know this would happen? Wasn't it written?
Of course it was. It was also written that I would be unaware of Astarion's feelings until he spoke them to me.
But you knew that.
I follow the rules. It is written.
Okay, let's get out of here. I'm happy it worked out.
I'm glad to see someone happy. Finally.
You know what? She's
That
the ultimate
within
like
me.
anti-metagamer.
I am also not displeased by this course
Yeah.
of events.
Wow, look at you. Living the wild life.
Come, Astarion, I wish to speak of this further, and find an appropriate outfit.
Oh,
Hey, wait for me outside, yeah?
bro, if you don't come out in an hour.
We gotta go.
long are we supposed to wait? It's been over an hour.
Woo! Let's go!
Fine, Grace. I doubt the Minotaur would break his promise. See? What'd I tell you?
Whew. You're still here. I'm sorry. Kate had a lot to say.
I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I'll bet you did.
There's a lot to say.
Yeah, well, Kate wants us to talk about our feelings more. And there, of course, was tea.
You wanna come inside?
Right, so I suppose you want to know how Calliope broke into the reliquary that night.
She did what?
No, we didn't know anything about that. Do you mean the night she died?
Oh, well, I thought you already knew. Yeah, the night Calliope died, she broke in somehow. Thing is, we know she didn't take anything or even touch anything. I just remember the alarms, and I chased after her.
I'm gonna eat you. Yeah, Reliquary has a lot. Oh, good. I could have chosen the sneak in option. How do you know nothing was taken?
How do you know Calliope didn't touch or take anything?
It is
Kate knows everything in the reliquary, right down to the last book. She's been looking, but she can't figure if anything was touched. It makes her so mad not to know. And it made Athena pretty mad too.
Athena got involved?
Yeah, when Kate finally told her, Athena wants Kate to keep investigating, but it doesn't look good.
Interesting.
The thing is, very clearly, shit's changed. So the reliquary won't help us because it's just a place full of books with the future in them, and the future got changed. Also, if she was supposed to die in a car wreck, were we gonna be in said car wreck?
It's quite possible.
Damn, we just glossed over that.
Apparently.
We're all in a band. We all die together.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Did you ever find Calliope?
You chased Calliope, but did you ever catch up with her?
No. If I'd have caught her, I'd have brought her back and Kate would have gotten answers out of her. All I know is that she was hurt, bleeding bad, but I don't know why.
Ooh.
I wanted to help her, but she got away in the fog. Then I ran into Medusa.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Medusa? Here?
Medusa better be hella
Well,
hot.
she's not normally here. I think maybe she was chasing after Calliope too.
She is.
So she was bleeding when she was running.
How could Calliope
she
have
come-
been wounded?
I don't know. Maybe Medusa did it. Probably not, though. You know, I never saw Medusa near the reliquary, just out in the fog, so she never even got that close.
So whatever happened to Calliope happened inside the reliquary.
I
Just
guess.
trying to help.
But we don't have anything that would attack anyone.
Then why would she keep
Especially
running?
not an idol.
So someone else. But they did it inside the reliquary.
If so, they vanished after.
While you were chasing Calliope, probably. Medusa probably saw something. If she's... Because she
Probably.
was literally just...
She was there, yeah.
She's just vibing in the fog, watching it all go down like a TV show.
She has popcorn.
Go, go, go!
Did you say the reliquary has alarms? Like burglar alarms, cameras?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It just has a lot of protections. You know, magic.
I don't know magic, actually.
Oh, well, it's just meant to keep the dangerous stuff from being touched. It was set off, so something happened in the reliquary. We just, don't know what exactly.
How'd you get inside?
Those alarms don't go off if someone breaks into the reliquary? They don't detect intruders?
Well, normally nobody does that.
Well, Calliope did. She got in somehow.
Well, she must have snuck in the back way. Where do you think I keep running from? Whatever Calliope did here, it was enough to set off the alarms. That's all I
Why
know.
don't you go through the front door?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hide from Kate anymore. Let's see. So Athena knows what happened here. Of course she did. Athena is a villain. For everybody is opposite of what you'd think they would be. And Athena is the hero of the story. Villain!
She seems to know. Well, obviously she knows way more than she's letting on.
kind of relics are here?
What relics are there? Maybe Calliope was looking for one, but couldn't find it before...
Yeah, that I'm not supposed to say.
Do you have the golden fleece, the shield of Zeus, the sword of Damocles? Is it suspended?
You know a lot about that stuff for a mortal.
So it's all real?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of that. All I know is that nothing got used and nothing got taken.
You know a lot. What was her? Kate literally said, moral writing, I kind of, it couldn't keep up, but they're very clearly behind.
Yeah.
That's very funny. We're gonna get into Twilight books.
Athena knows what happened here the night Calliope died?
Yeah, Kate told her a day or so later, I think. We didn't know Calliope died that night, though.
What? Athena didn't mention it?
Nope. Not that that's weird. She's not the chatty type, you know? She came in
Yeah, but
all
it's kind of a
quiet and
big thing.
cool, wanted to know who was here that night and what Calliope might have wanted. She swore Kate to silence. Not me, though. Guess she's not as smart as Kate.
Oh, you're gonna get fucking cursed, bro.
Yup.
What was Medusa doing here?
She was chasing after Calliope too, I think, but she wouldn't say why. I asked.
Seems pretty convenient. Her just out there suddenly.
Yeah, that part's weird. I've never seen her near the reliquary before.
Couldn't Medusa have broken in like Calliope did?
Yeah, but I chased Calliope from the reliquary. If Medusa had been there, I would have seen her.
What'd you have? Because it seems like shit's kind of going wrong over here in the reliquary.
This means Calliope came here the night she died. This is where she was attacked.
But we don't know by whom.
Well, this is the second time Medusa's name has come up. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, she's super scary, but, you know she works for Athena, right? I thought maybe that's why she was here, but Athena said she didn't know about it.
It does seem suspicious.
If that's all you need, then I have to go. Kate will be so mad if she finds me gone.
Oh, that's
Good
why he
luck,
can't go out the
Muse.
front door. He's not supposed to leave.
You okay there, friendo?
It was written. I'm missing something.
I just can't help but feel like I'm missing something right in front of me.
How so?
Calliope came here for a reason. Why? Someone has to know because they knew she was here.
True.
And Athena knows what went down here. She can't honestly still think it was me, can she?
One thing at a time, Grace. You'll figure it out. I know you will.
I guess so. Next thing is to go back to Pan. Tell him his favor is done.
What an adventure.
Sorry?
You're just lucky, Grace. Luckier than you think. You go do what you have to, and I'll meet you back at the apartment, okay?
I love Frankie. I'm so glad she's coming everywhere with us. It's great.
Pan! I hope you're here,
I've
'cause I
started to
don't know
suspect
where else to
Athena
look
more.
for you.
Of course I'm here, Grace. Where
Thank you
else
for
would I
pointing to her.
be but amongst the trees and the wild things? I
In the
really
club,
must
we literally
thank
saw
you,
him.
by the by. Asterion is simply over the moon, and he's already repaid me with this select tome from the reliquary.
You wanted a book? Hey, it's not just a book. Come on. Freddy! Tell Grace that it's not just a book. You're welcome. We know that it's not just a book. Their books in there
Yeah.
are crazy. Right now, everything is not pointing directly at Athena, but Athena is involved in a lot and is also not saying a lot, which is all very suspicious. Like,
And she is the one that wanted to execute us immediately.
yeah. It's like, she gets final say, right?
Isn't that?
Because right now, the votes are in our favor.
Mhm.
Oh, man. She is sussy. Sussy.
You're welcome. You might have warned me what his love life issue was.
What was it? Asterion wouldn't say.
You really didn't know?
It was exhausting trying to get the poor fellow to admit as much as he did. At any rate, you seem to have worked it out. I trust you got what you needed. More grist for the mill of your innocence, as it were.
You knew I would.
You already knew I would, right?
Oh? Did I?
Come on, Pan. How stupid do you think I am? The place you sent me for this favor just happens to be where Calliope was attacked. You had to know I'd discover that. If you wanted me to know, why not just tell me? What's the angle? Tell me why I shouldn't
He
be
doesn't
suspicious,
outright
Pan.
say anything.
You have no reason to be suspicious. I know nothing of what happened to Calliope at the Reliquary.
I'm starting to think that he
I suppose the
can't
question at
give
the heart
straight
of this
answers.
is, do
Why
you
not?
believe me?
I'm not flirting with that motherfucker. I'm trying to, or I think so. I kind of believe him.
I don't think he's been outright lying about anything. Again, I feel like he plays by Fey rules.
Yeah, like
can't-
he
He has to speak in riddles, and he can't outright lie.
He can't. Nothing can be direct with him unless the deal is made. And he hasn't. The only time he's made a deal with us is by having somebody else pay him with a book.
Right.
So I think he's probably on our side. Compared to the first couple of asshole things that he dealt with right when we first met him. Let's see, I'm trying.
I'm trying to, Pan, but you make this really hard.
Ah, yes. Doubt. What a fascinating
Excellent.
concept, and an excellent reason to hesitate. Alas, it is my burden to be forever condemned by my idle brethren. I've become accustomed to it. Truly. I've never lied to you, Grace, and I never shall. If you're looking for innocence, however, well, I'm afraid that's one thing I cannot provide.
And if I can't accept that? If I find out you're somehow involved in this?
You'll do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll see where that takes us.
You are the worst. No. I still need your help.
If you're still up for trading favors, I could use more help.
Oh, of course you could. You could live the high life, Grace. Throw caution to the wind. Embrace what you can before you...
Before I die? You don't have any hope for me, do you? You're just taking what you can get before it's over.
No, look at that face. That is not the face of somebody who wants Grace to die.
You'll want to
No.
find Medusa,
It looks sad.
I suppose.
Yeah, her name keeps coming up.
You'll find Medusa at a dingy little club appropriately named the Viper's Nest. Give her my regards. But do be careful if you call on her, Grace. Medusa is a hideous monster and should be treated as such.
Where the fuck? I'll get this information
looks
out
sad
one way
when
or
he
another.
says that.
Hideous monster. Day 5.
Should we go talk to Persephone?
Yeah, let's see what happens. What information can we get on Medusa from her? Better idea. Let's go talk to Aphrodite's son.
Back from your visit to the reliquary?
How did you know I was there?
Athena was ranting about it when I left her. She's none too pleased about you breaking the rules. Let's hope what you learned was worth it.
I didn't break no rules.
How does she fucking know
Medusa
everything?
was at the reliquary that night. You don't intend to confront her directly, do you?
Of course. I have super cool singing powers. What kind of powers would Medusa have that could cause me to be a harm's length? Like, what is she capable of? What, is she gonna like turn me to stone, but if I close my eyes, her snake hair will eat my eyelids? That's crazy.
I have to know why she was there. She could have been the one who attacked Calliope.
She could. And she could also attack you. I wouldn't put it past her. Still, while I hate to say it, confronting Medusa may be your best option.
You could come with me when I talk to her.
Trust me, if I'm anywhere within a mile, she'll have vanished by the time you so much as knock on her door. Just lie to me and say you'll be careful. On a different matter, I've had time to do some thinking. I may have been too dismissive after Aphrodite's party. You no doubt have many questions about the Eidolon and Calliope's memories.
Apollo told me a little about it. He did say I should talk to you, though.
Did he now? Is there anything you'd like to ask?
You want to go out?
Where is it? Where is it? I want it. How many times have you died? Let's yeah. That's good.
How many times have you died?
Last time she died, she got
Can I ask
shotgun
that?
blasted in
We
the
call
chest.
it passing on. I've lost track of just how many times I've passed on my Eidolon. A dozen? It's happened less often in more recent eras.
And the one you told me about, the woman married to that gangster? She was the most recent?
I don't think of Chastity as a she. That was me, just as the one my husband blasted with a shotgun was also me. It was one of the few times I wasn't able to prepare my successor. We were friends, yes, but I didn't know what Persephone was, and I had no idea what I'd just become.
That must have been difficult.
It was more difficult taking over my dead husband's territory. Women weren't often mobsters in those days.
Do they age? Because
I don't
Greek gods have been around for, they said 3,000 years. And what, she's only passed her Eidolon on a dozen times?
Yeah, I don't think.
Because 12 generations.
They might have
is
talked
nowhere near 3 gay.
Yeah, I don't think that they do. I feel like they talked about this. I just can't remember.
Weird. I feel different. That's
When all these memories start to return, will I feel
I
different?
keep leaving the
First you'll
previous
have
conversation
dreams.
to go to the next one.
Places you've never been,
Back and forth.
people you've never met. But unlike with normal dreams, these will linger. Then they will come while you're awake. Sudden flashes or snippets of deja vu. And sometimes it will seem so real you'll swear you're hallucinating. If there's anything difficult about the process, is that it becomes hard to differentiate between your life and all these other lives you're now recalling.
It does sound confusing.
Confusing and often unpleasant, as not all the memories will be fond ones.
Oh, I know it.
But that will pass in time.
Will I remember my own life?
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Oh, how do I explain this? Grace, would you say that you are who you are because of your experiences? The things you've lived and done?
I guess so, sure.
Well, all the things Calliope has done, and those before her, will now be yours. They will feel like a part of your life as well. Thus, they can't help but shape you. The Grace that is now will be and will have done so much more. Fortunately, you don't have to deal with every memory. Each time the Eidolon passes on, the oldest memories fade, and that helps.
Oh.
Is that what Aphrodite was trying to do? But she didn't wait long enough. So she was just getting the same memories over and over again.
Yeah. Well, she kept killing herself over and over again, but she has a lot of memories to catch up.
Right, but she wasn't letting anything fade. Like, she would get all of the memories back and then end it, like restart, get the same memories back instead of anything fading.
Yeah, but at some point she'll catch up to the World War II memories, and then those will be gone, and they will. All she'll have is the memory of a memory, rather than the memory. But it also
Yeah, but
makes.
she's done this like what 20 times.
Yeah, but it's like. It seems that some of them remember more. Like, with that, and she for sure has died more than 12 times.
Yeah.
She just doesn't keep on those. She's not like Persephone's not as strong as a god as like Athena or Aphrodite are gonna be, because Persephone is what, just like a minor god of vegetables.
Yeah, she was Demeter's daughter, so she wasn't like part of the main pantheon.
Yeah, well, the main pantheon is probably like, I got so many lives I gotta get rid of. But because it took, 20 years for Aphrodite to get those memories back, then she wouldn't actually, like, be like, oh, I have to kill myself. Until that like popped up. She could have just like, all right, I got 12 people here. I die, then you die, then she dies, then they die, and then you die. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of dead bodies here. This is a different type of drama now.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
This whole thing is
Think
very
of how
complicated.
old we are,
Very.
Grace. If all those memories returned to you with perfect clarity, they would destroy you.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Yeah, it's
Far
life.
more than we remember. The further I think back, the more it becomes a bit of a blur, actually. You'll recall important moments. Some will be mixed up with the stories mortals tell, and you won't be sure which is the memory and which is the story. An idol's memory is a series of islands in a dark ocean, and they become smaller and smaller as they recede into the horizon. It sounds dire, but you become accustomed to it. It just takes time. And now you have all the time in the world.
It's just life. How much do you remember when you were 5?
So they really don't age.
Yeah, probably not. They make it sound like the idols have a memory bank like a computer where they could just be like, oh, I remember that. But it is a video game where in video games and TV shows, they're like, I remember everything that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
I remember being 6 and the very trauma that caused me to become the Flash. My mother was killed.
I mean, I think that's just PTSD.
Nah, kids can't get PTSD. That's crazy. They can't even spell.
Were you really a gangster? I've heard it said, but it sounds...
Let me put it this way. I felt as if I'd been blessed by a dying woman who saved me from a prison of my own making. I didn't know what I was, but I was free. I felt more alive than I'd ever felt before, and strong enough to toss an ox 10 feet. Did I set out to become a mobster? Not exactly. My husband's friends thought I'd murdered him, however, so they came after me. And one thing led to
I wonder if
another.
idols are stronger
Oh,
than
I see.
people.
Athena found me just as my
Sounds
memories
like it.
were starting to return. I wasn't permitted to continue doing something so noticeable, so I was carted off to Olympus. It's too bad, really.
Aw, we
I
won't
was
be
an
allowed to be
excellent
famous.
mobster.
Athena's still in the picture. We gotta kill Athena. Yeah, I want to see a feat of strength from these people. It's all about drama and trauma. I want to see Grace be like, you know what, I'm done, and then accidentally rips a door off. Be like, holy fuck. No wonder you were able to take out those
Spider-Man it.
Like, I get it. She was a mobster's wife, which does not go hand in hand with being able to take on mobsters.
Yeah.
Wait, you said that Persephone passed on her eidolon as she lay dying. What if she had just died?
The Eidolon
The
will
viewers
keep
are
us
gonna be like,
alive
"We
for
can
a
tell these guys
time,
haven't played
even
in
in the
months."
most horrific circumstances, in hopes that there's someone to pass it on to.
What if there isn't? What if Chastity had died before you were shot?
Well, then the line of Persephone would have ended then and there. Oh, there are some stories that say an Eidolon will go wandering, that it never really dies. And who knows if there's any truth to that. It's not exactly something we've had the opportunity to study. All we know is that many idols have left us forever. They've died, and that's how it happens.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Either the trial will end poorly, in which case all of this is moot, or it will end well, and you will have plenty of time to digest.
Yeah, thanks for the update.
I'm a realist, Grace. It's what I'm best at. Now then, unless you've something else to ask.
I got like a brain burst just now of why I think it's Athena.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that all these people that care about who was our original? Calliope? It doesn't make sense that all these people that care about Calliope are just okay with the idea that it's like, hey, because you killed Calliope and now have her power, we're going to kill you so that Calliope's Eidolon is permanently dead.
Yeah.
Unless the person who killed Calliope is Athena, who is super hard on the you need to die. So that if your memory comes back of who killed Calliope comes back, you'll see me with the knife.
Very possible.
Brain burst! Think. I am Jimmy Neutron. Because, like...
I mean...
like...
sounds plausible for sure.
Too many people loved Calliope. Everybody is, like, on Grace's side other than Athena.
Mm-hmm.
It's just... it doesn't make sense to... and let's kill Grace, but push the Eidolon to someone else first.
Right.
And then...
right, she was real quick to be like, nope, die.
Oh, permanently kill off Calliope. No more Calliope Eidolon. They're permadead. We're not going to move it on to a different person who's not the potential murderer. We're just going to fully erase the memories that will be popping up.
Or if they really do have all the time in the world, why don't they just wait for the memories to come back and be like, well, did you do it?
No. That's crazy. But I know who did. Athena. We see Athena once the entire game. I'm like, it's gotta be her. I'm a hater. She was just so mean to us.
Are you willing to talk about Hades? If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just...
incredibly curious how I ended up murdering my husband.
that, yeah.
You know, one might think that my hatred of Hades began when he kidnapped me and forced me to be his bride. But honestly, that wasn't it. I hated my brothers and sisters for letting it happen, but Hades himself terrified me. He had a presence. I mean, one that forever made him the most important man in the room. And me? Oh, I was nothing in comparison. When Hades began doting on me, trying to earn my favor, I swooned that he might deign to think of me that way. For centuries, I actually thought I was in love, that the kidnapping was the best thing that ever happened to me. It's funny how our perspectives change.
You ever see that TV show where in the guy's POV it's like a simple sitcom, but in the girl's POV it's a thriller?
Yes. Was that
You don't know Steve?
Kevin can...
I don't know. You don't know Kevin?
No, Kevin can fuck himself.
Oh. Yeah, like, I think that's what she went through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody kept taking that show and then, like, comparing it to other sitcoms. And every time they did that, they had to take, like, very specific scenes from the sitcom. I was like, you can't grab a show from 9 seasons long, grab 4 scenes and say, see, she went through the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot wrong.
But that's because their dads are made to be dumb. However,
I mean,
even in the, like, funny part in Kevin Could Go Fuck Himself, he was quite villainous.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
I should watch that show with everybody. Let's have a watch party. We don't tell Mads. We just say we're just watching a sitcom. And then it just goes, doo, doo, and Mads will be like, what the fuck? Let's see. What changed?
It's a great show, though.
If you got along with Hades for so long, what changed?
I did. I grew up. I was a trophy for Hades. A conquest that he expected to remain meek and unchanging forever. He went out of his way to keep me small. I slowly realized that he'd always been that way. Manipulation and arrogance behind the handsome sneer. We battled for centuries. I hated him, and I told him so, but he refused to part with me. He declared that I was his and would stay in the underworld where I belonged.
And that's when you killed him?
That's when I killed him, yes. The first time one idol had ever murdered another. Thank you very much.
Oh, shit.
So, did you use a knife or something? How does one kill an idol?
I'm guessing the other idols weren't thrilled with you killing Hades.
Well, yeah, they didn't know what to do with me. And Athena was furious that the most powerful remaining idol had been lost. See, this was before the war and before all the new rules. The chorus had never once contemplated execution, but they certainly considered it then. In the end, they decided it was better to humiliate me. They ensured I did not benefit from Hades' murder, and stripped the throne I had wrested from his grasp.
Which you weren't happy about.
I asked them where they were all those years while I pleaded for help. I was held captive, and what was I expected to do? What, lie down and take it forever because Hades was more useful to them alive? No. I stopped
really
doing what was
actor.
expected of me the day I slit his throat. May he rot in Tartarus with the Titans for all eternity.
Tartar sauce. So Poseidon and Zeus are dead.
Sounds like it.
And Hades was the last big boy of the three. How did you end up running a nightclub called... There's a lot of lore that just
It's a lot just drop on you.
Dun.
How did you go from ruling the underworld to opening a nightclub named after it?
I won it in a bet with Dionysus, god of merriment.
Okay, there has to be a story there.
Well, the story is that he was a fool, but a charming one with many patrons. They built him a nightclub as his personal playground. And it was a grand old time for Dionysus in the 1970s, I assure you. But he didn't know how to run a business. By the time disco was ready to die, so was his stupid club. So I offered to make it profitable.
Disco is forever.
If I succeeded, he would turn ownership over to me. He accepted because, frankly, all he wanted to do was drink anyhow. I was successful. The club became mine, and I kicked Dionysus out for never paying his tab.
No!
Sucks to be him.
Dionysus ever sobers up, he might decide to be sore about it, but so far, that hasn't happened.
Should have put in the deal that, hey, if you take it, I get to drink for free forever. It would have been funny.
Yeah.
It would have been funny if we went to the bar and we just see a drunk guy at the very edge of the corner. I killed this Calliope girl once. It was me.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I don't think it was him. Calliope, Apollo, or the other idols? I'm more
What
I'm
is her
honestly-
deal with Apollo? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the deal between you and Apollo? The way you two fight.
I've told you how he and the other idols stood by and let me rot with Hades, did I not?
It seems more personal than that.
Okay, there's an old saying that no one escapes the underworld. But that's not true. I did. Once. Not long after Hades kidnapped me. I was homesick, and I missed my mother. Charon took pity on me and allowed me across the Styx. And after that, Grace, I waded through darkness itself to get out of there. Hades chased after me relentlessly, but I evaded him, right up until I got to the very slopes of Olympus. And who do you suppose was the first idol I met?
Uh-oh.
Apollo stood there. I cried out to him, begging him not to let Hades take me, and yet Apollo did as he has always done. Absolutely nothing. Hades was thrilled, and I knew then and there I could never rely on my so-called family for anything, ever again.
In Act 3, I think there's going to be a moment, depending on how we treat Apollo through the whole game, if he, like, acts for once. And I'm excited to see what he'll do. Jump in front of a blade and die for us, probably. All the idols get fucking murdered in the third act. I'm just like, what is happening?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to kill myself 30 times to forget about this.
Tell me more about Calliope. You and her were good friends, right?
We were.
And
if you had told me a decade ago that I would become close to one of the muses, I would have laughed in your face. I always considered them Apollo's creatures. Calliope, Clio, and Talia. Vapid, frivolous gods who handed off their eidolon to any artist who took their fancy. Every time I met one of them, they were someone else. I mean, Apollo called them the Sisters of Beauty, no matter their gender. Can you imagine that? That's such a stupid name.
I never thought of that. Do idols change gender a lot?
Well, we tend to seek out successors like ourselves, but it happens. With the muses, it happened frequently. Everywhere Apollo went, they surrounded him like a gaggle of ducklings, just like him to gather his own fans.
It's too much. I can't keep up with the difference between gods and muses and idols.
Yeah.
I thought they were all the same, but I think they're all different. Apollo's obviously like a greater god, while muses are minor, like Calliope.
Yeah.
Too much lore. Good thing it's all being recorded.